everybody, my name is Erica, for those of you who don't know me. For those of you who do know me, you may be wondering, why is Erica doing a YouTube video? Well, I wanted to share with everybody that on July 22nd, 2017, my 4-year-old son Elijah's father passed away. Now, Ray wasn't just my son's father. He happened to be my best friend, somebody that I envisioned being my husband one day. So this experience has been quite challenging. But the reason why I'm choosing to do a video was because even though this experience has been challenging, I've found a lot of peace and comfort through my relationship with the Lord. And I just felt that, there may be somebody else out there going through something, and what better way than to share my story so that maybe they can find encouragement through something that I'm dealing with. Something that brought me pain could bring somebody peace. So that's why I decided to share this story with everyone. When I first found out, I was in shock. I could not believe that this was my life. Like, I'm really having to deal with this. Now, had somebody asked me 6 months ago, how would you react, if Ray passed away? I probably would have said I'd be depressed, I'd probably be miserable. Just like, I don't even know at the time, like knowing how I was then, like I don't know what my response would be now. Just like I just didn't see anything like this happening. So when I got the news, I immediately started praying. Because of my faith, I figured, you know what, God, I believe that you're able to raise Ray from the dead, and that this situation will just be a testimony, of what you can do. So I just started praying, God, breathe life into Ray and, just help him to come back to life. But it didn't happen. And it's not because it couldn't happen, but because God just said that now's the time for Ray to be in heaven with me. So I had to accept the fact that he was gone now. But I remember specifically saying to the Lord, like, Lord, you really think I can handle this? Like, I literally said that. I'm like, Lord, you really think I can handle this? And he's proving to me that I can. But as I'm going through this, because it's only been 2 months since this happened, as I'm going through this, I'm feeling different kinds of ways. The first week, I was just so prayerful and just asking the Lord for strength and asking him to pull me through such a difficult situation, but allow me to come out in a way where people will recognize you and know what you're doing in my life so that they be encouraged to come to know you. So I'm thinking this is a great solution. Like, God, you pull me through this, I'll be fine, and you'll gain souls from this. So, the first week from the day that I found out, then to the day of the funeral, that's exactly what happened. I had so much strength, and people were saying how encouraging I was to them, and that how, they were trying to find the words to say to encourage me, but in turn, they were encouraged instead. So I was feeling great until the night of the funeral. Like, when the service was over, I started feeling really bad. Like, I just started like reminiscing, and I just started just thinking like what I was really going through. Like, I'm now having to go through life without Ray. Like, I have to now just live life. And I didn't know how to do that because for 8 years, Ray was a big part of my life. I spoke to him every single day, all day long. Now I wouldn't be able to do that. Anytime that I go out, I'd go out with Ray. And it's just a lot of my life involved Ray. So it was just like all of that stuff started hitting me. So how am I gonna go on? So I decided, like, Erica, you gotta really seek after God now. Like, it's imperative, because your mom, you have 2 children, you don't want to be depressed, you don't want to have this negatively affect them. So, I just started praying and reading my word, and I just felt like God talking to me, and I'm talking to God and trying to gain answers for things that I felt I wanted the answer to. So I'm feeling like the Holy Spirit is talking to me and letting me know, like, okay, at some points I'm like, okay, God, is that you talking to me, or is that me trying to comfort myself? Either way, I was just talking to the Lord nonstop, just trying to find peace within this whole situation. So I was doing great. And then I started having, it was just like a bipolar feeling. Some days I would feel awesome, and then other days I'd be bitter towards people who are trying to be there for me, trying to encourage me to go out and, just keep going. And I remember for quite some time, I remember saying, like, I don't want to hang around some of my friends. None of them, to be honest. I don't want to hang around you guys. You want to know why I don't want to hang around you? Because guess what? Your life is normal. The person that you love and want to be with, you're with them. Or the person that you love, you're not with them, but they're still alive, that you still have the chance to be with them, and I don't have that. So I started having bitterness, and I started just going, like, reverting and being everything that I was trying not to be. So I started getting frustrated with myself, and I guess a part of me was kind of frustrated with God, because I'm reaching out to God, but yet still I'm having these feelings. But it's kind of like I felt like God has allowed me to experience the things that I've experienced, you know, through this situation, because he's saying to me, like, Erica, you don't know who's going to hear your story one day. You don't know who I'm going to bring into your life that may go through the same exact thing and want to know how they're going to get through it. They may not know me at all, and they could see your story and be encouraged by it. So I was like, you know what? I got to go deeper and deeper. And the deeper I got, the more I felt myself encouraging other people. Here comes the devil trying to really play with me. And some days I played with him. I, you know, entertained the things he allowed to come into my mind. I started to have doubt, you know, and you can't mix faith and doubt. They're contradictory to each other. Like, you can't do that. So I just found myself, like, at times I would acknowledge that the devil was really coming after me and it really attacking me. And some days, like, I speak it out and I, you know, say, okay, I know that's you, and I know that you're, you know, you're trying to hurt me. And then other days it was just like I was just sitting there and I'm just allowing him to just really torment me. So once again, I had to go deeper and deeper and deeper and just really cry out to God and say, God, like, I just don't want to keep doing this like this. Like, I don't know what else to do. So, you know, here I am. Now, it's almost 2 months since, you know, Ray passed away. And it's just like I have felt an immense amount of peace, so much joy. And honestly, at first, when I started feeling that peace, I felt guilty. And I felt guilty because it's like, Erica, there are people who still are suffering from Ray's loss. And here you are, the closest person to him, and you're okay. Like, why? Like, why are you okay with this? Why are you able to go on? Why are you able to even try to, you know, do things that you're doing? Like, what, like, I was having a difficult time. But what I needed to understand is that it's okay to have a moment of peace. It's okay to go on with life. It's okay to not be okay too. Like, I just honestly just came to a point where I just had to understand that it's all a process, and some days I'll feel good, some days I won't. But God is going to continue to hold me through anything that I go through. And what I've realized is, what I'm realizing now is something that has always been in my life, and that's been the Lord. He's always been there for me. He's always been looking out for me. And even in bad situations when we think that it should have turned out a different way and we feel like, okay, God, why'd you let this happen? He always knows better than we know. He's always, you know, 10,000 steps ahead of us, way more than 10,000, but you understand what I'm trying to say. Like, he knows better than we do, and even if a situation does not seem right at all, trust God and know that he knows better, and he knows why he didn't do something. So if you're going through a situation, whether it's not even anything like losing a loved one, but you're having health issues, or you're having financial issues, or you hate your job, or things are going on, your children are spiraling out of control, you just have to honestly come to a place in your life where you say, you know what, God, I'm going to trust you. And I understand that things may not be panning out the way that I expect them to, but I'm not you. And I'm trusting you with this situation, and you really have to honestly believe him to do that. Because, like I said, this situation is teaching me so much, not only about myself, but it's teaching me so much more about the Lord and who he is. Like, I think about it and I get somewhat overwhelmed, because it's like, you love me. Like, you really love me. Like, I honestly didn't see myself getting through this situation the way I'm getting through it. Like, I didn't think that, you know, I'd be this strong. And it's not my strength. It's not mine, because I know I have none. I know I have no strength. I have no power. I have nothing. And I know how close I was to Ray. So the way I expected myself to be was to be like a mess, a total mess. Like, not only obviously was he the person that I loved and wanted to be with, he's my son's father. You know, he has another child, and I'm just thinking of all these things, but God has a purpose for everything. And sometimes we may not see it. And even in this life, we may not get the answers that we want. But we just have to sometimes just submit it to the Lord and just trust him to just do what he's going to do. And sometimes that's the hardest thing for us to do. It's hard for us to let go and put our trust in something we cannot see. But that's where faith comes in, is just knowing. And the only way you get to know that is through a relationship. And a relationship means that it's not just going to church every Sunday. It's not just picking up your Bible every once in a while. It's honestly having real life conversations with the Lord, which is something that I do. And a lot of things that I've been taught growing up, you know, I thought, not that I was taught that, but I thought that, okay, going to church is what's going to save me. Going to church didn't save anybody. Not anybody. I don't care who's at the pulpit. Going to church does not save you. Having a relationship with the Lord is what saves you. And I find that through my relationship with the Lord, I'm able to get through the hardest thing that I've ever had to deal with thus far in my life. So I'm trying to encourage anybody out there, even if it's just one person, I'm trying to encourage you to have faith through your situation. No matter what it is, submit it to the Lord and just trust him to see you through that. Now, is it going to be hard? Absolutely. Will you have bad days? Absolutely. But through those bad days, if you consciously, you know, make an effort to say, you know what, God, I'm going to trust you through this. And the more you have faith, sometimes it doesn't happen right away. Sometimes it takes time, but you have to have patience and just understand that it's going to happen in God's timing and not your own. And the minute that you understand that, the minute you have peace, the minute you have comfort, the minute you have joy. And honestly, I pray that whoever may be watching this, that even if it's not something that you're going through, maybe it's somebody else that you know is going through something similar, that you could share this with them and let them know that there's a God who is constantly loving them. Even if they don't acknowledge him, even if you don't acknowledge him, he's always going to love you. He's always going to be there for you. And that's just basically what I wanted to share through this video. Like, you know, I'm not wearing any makeup, and the reason behind that is because I wanted to be transparent with everybody. And through my transparency, I want people to understand that this is a real life situation. Like, I'm not trying to be cute about it. I'm not trying to, you know, gain likes or views or anything like that. Although it would be nice. I mean, who wouldn't want that? But that's not even the reason behind this. If I get 0 likes, 0 views, it is what it is. That's not the whole reason why I'm doing this. This is honestly a video that I pray encourages somebody who either is going through something, or at a later time may go through something, and it's something that they can reference and say, you know what, let me try this out. Let me see what she's talking about, because what I'm going through isn't fun. It isn't, you know, the way I saw my life going. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to share with everyone. I appreciate anybody who's come this far through the video. Thank you so much for watching, and prayerfully at some point in time I'll do an update as to how I'm doing, and you know, that's it. So thank you for watching. Bye.